I'm Malcolm Van Delst, and this is an excerpt from Do the Wrong Thing, a book series or extra long novel that opens with a woman trying to kill herself. She says, "I don't know why I tried to do this," and by way of explanation tells her life story. I know I've been reading from book 3, but I'm going back to book 2 here because I wanted to get your take on a specific section which deals with race and xenophobia. Book 2, Trouble Girl, and it's almost the beginning of part 2's opening chapter. Ava is starting university at this point. This chapter is called Breaking. Mid-afternoon in an empty, gloomy pub, Mom chatters away while Dad and I stare at our plates, the walls, the air. None of us look at each other. Then I'm alone in a mostly empty residence, the furthest I've ever been from home. I don't have enough hangers, so I put my jeans in a drawer, laying them flat, lengthwise, all 3 pairs. Owning only 3 pairs of jeans sounds poor, but it was normal in small-town Arbor Valley in the 80s, at least I think it was. I inspect my chubby, babyish face in the mirror above the drawer, pale, with dark circles under my eyes. If only I could get rid of my fat. I need to see cheekbones. Thanks to puking when I binge, more and more frequently on ice cream, donuts, bags of sugar, I've worked my waist down to 24 inches, model size. My breasts are 36 inches, but my hips only 35. If I can get my waist down to 23, that'll make up for the hips, but I need to get rid of my stomach. It should cave inwards between my hips like a hammock. I will not be one of those girls who leave home for school and put on 15 pounds. I will not gain that college 15. All summer, I shun the sun as much as possible, staying up late, reading and listening to the alternative Dardanelle radio station. It plays 60s instead of current rock. I regard the bags under my eyes with satisfaction. Lying on my bed reading The Thornbirds, I know it's not great literature, that I shouldn't have brought it here, but it's really good. The door squeaks open and a small Black woman enters. "Hi," I say, sitting up. "Hello," she says, a lilting accent. I smile hesitantly. She does the same. She looks around, sees the unoccupied bed, and moves towards it. She hoists a large, dark blue and marine checked suitcase up onto it. "What's your name?" she asks as she unzips her case. "Ava." She stops unzipping and half turns. "I'm Celeste." We smile again, awkwardly. I hadn't thought about a roommate. How was I going to disappear into books with a roommate? And she's Black. I've never been this close to a Black person in my life. Passing one on an Arbor sidewalk or in an Arbor mall doesn't count. What are you studying?" I ask. "Sociology." She doesn't ask me back. There was one Black guy at Sebastian when I was in grade 11. He was in grade 10. All the girls went nuts for him. "Isn't he hot?" they exclaimed in what seemed to me an unnatural, over-enthusiastic way. They whispered, squealed, and turned to watch him when he walked by. They didn't do this to white boys, new or old. Even with Dan, they whispered reverently, while with this guy, what was it? They treated him like a Boxing Day door stormer sale item. I felt embarrassed for him. I try to go back to my book, but can't concentrate. Sociology sounds cool. I fail at sounding enthusiastic. Celeste is putting things in piles on her bed, a somber palette of black, navy, dark green, and dark red. She doesn't turn around. It's true that the guy in grade 11 was broad-shouldered and muscular. Maybe that's what the girls were excited about, a 15-year-old that looked 20. "His features are so dark, I can't really tell if he's hot," I said to one girl at the time. The guy was extremely dark. "What did you say?" Liz asked me a few days later. "Everyone's saying you're racist." I couldn't believe it. I wasn't treating him like an object, a sex object, because he was Black. All I did was comment on my unfamiliarity with dark faces. I suppose they hadn't treated him any differently than guys treat women. Maybe it was their chance to get back at men, taking advantage of Abdul's presumably poorer socioeconomic position. Certainly his poorer political position, being the only Black person possibly ever in Sebastian High School's history. Celeste turns around and we catch eyes for a moment. Again, the awkward smiles. She's wearing a black knit top and skirt, which shows off an enviably small waist and breasts that look like C's. She's not really pretty. Maybe that's because she's so stern. Abdul and his family left Dardanelle a couple months after he arrived. I don't know why they left, but can guess. A light knock on the partially open door, then two black men in burgundy, Burlington branded sweats enter. They look at me, but don't smile, then start conversing with Celeste in a foreign language. They all stand together near her bed. The guy closest to me looks over. We catch eyes, but he looks away immediately. Everyone around Dardanelle is white. There's the Asians who own the Chinese restaurant in Pottsville, and there's the Singhs, East Indians, who bought milk directly from my father for a while because they wanted it unpasteurized for some kind of food they made. But they could have lived in the city for all I knew. I never saw them in town shopping. Of course, my family and our German family friends experienced our fair share of discrimination, even though my parents left Germany, ran from it. Bewildered, uprooted, lowest man on the totem pole, and let's not get into who actually are the natives to Canada. My family and family friends retreated to hard work and church, maybe trying to forget Hitler too and that war. Then the Canadian non-first generation immigrants resented us for working hard and making gains in the farming community, for buying up land and building bigger farms. It seems we were damned no matter what we did. Celeste's friends leave. She finishes unpacking and pushes her suitcase under the bed. I'm tired, she says. She doesn't look at me, lies down and seems to fall asleep. I can't focus anymore, so I nap too. Pop music bounces off the arena's walls. I smell beer, cigarettes, and that odor all arenas have no matter the season, a mix of concrete, steel, and I suppose something to do with ice even when it's not there. I walk through veils of perfumes and colognes, past pockets of students standing together. The fold-out tables and chairs at the back near the bar are mostly empty. I head towards the crowd around the stage, red cup in hand. Red, blue, and yellow lights sweep across the four guys on stage who all wear black shirts, black narrow pants, and black skinny ties. Nah, nah, nah. I don't care how popular the Stray Cats are. To me, that's what they sound like. Nah, nah, nah. I trade smiles with a few people from Macklin Hall. My roommate doesn't go to orientation events. She hangs out with her church group. I've lost the two girls I came with. They share a room 3 doors down from me. One is short, morose, and mousy, an English major like me, from a small town near Birmingham. The other, a bubbly, boy-crazy blonde from an industrial city about 3 hours from here. I can't remember what she's studying. I'd heard of girls wearing jeans so tight they need a hanger to pull up the zipper, but I'd never actually seen it until a few hours ago. The blonde lay back on her bed, legs hanging over the edge, hanger looped through the hole at the top of her zipper clasp, tugging and laughing. I think she's dumb. She's probably not. She's certainly a lot more fun than I am. Nah, nah, nah. I see the serious faces of my fellow university students turn yellow in the concert lights. Why did I come?